Chapter 06. So you're a child trafficker. Jinhu and others also followed closely behind. Wherever Zhang Jiaohua went, they would follow after. Zhang Jiaohua, after arriving at the main gate of Grandpa's house, heard a somewhat familiar voice resounding inside. Uncle Mannion, you are really too polite. You yourself should also come eat. I just want to offer a cup of wine in your honor. At this time, Zhang Jiaohua's entire brain was filled with chicken meat. Where would he have the time to carefully listen to the voice to ascertain who it belonged to? Perhaps it was that distant relative who didn't visit often. Stamping down with his feet, he ferociously entered into the old house. Grandpa, has a guest arrived? You. Good. You child trafficker. You were not able to sell me, but still want to think of selling my grandpa. With the previous experience, Zhang Jiaohua's eyes immediately looked at the pile of corn cobs in the house. Jinhu and others were also rubbing their fists and wiping their palms, the hose, shoulder poles, steelyard weights all stocked in the house, all began flying. Ma Wuling, seeing the situation to be not right, immediately took to his heels and ran away. My mother, a steelyard weight suddenly flew towards Ma Wuling. Ma Wuling dangerously avoided it. The steelyard weight smashed onto the foundation cornerstone in the courtyard, immediately leading to sparks flying out in all directions. Ma Wuling, out of fright, fled like a scared rat, wishing he could duck into a rathole just like a rat. This matter had occurred almost instantaneously. Zhang Mannion was also left dumbstruck. By the time he managed to react, Jinhu and others, and I had already driven away. Ma Wuling with not a trace to be seen. Zhang Mannion patting his two legs and jumped on the spot a few times. The appearance was funny, but Zhang Mannion was naturally anxious. Although he usually wouldn't say anything, Grandpa and Grandma's love for their grandson wasn't fake, but Zhang Mannion also liked to deal justly towards this grandson man, youngest grandson, without taking sides. Originally, they had thought that Ma Wuling would be able to come and solve this troublesome business of grandson man. However, they didn't think that this matter would be ruined by grandson man himself. Grandpa, it is lucky that I came early, otherwise you would have ended up being sold in the hands of these swindlers and wouldn't have even known. Zhang Jiaohua chased for a spell of time, but after all his legs were shorter compared to Ma Wuling. How could he catch up? Jinhu and others apparently needed to maintain a set distance from Zhang Jiaohua, and naturally wouldn't chase after Ma Wuling. Zhang Jiaohua's mind was still thinking of the bowl of chicken meat kept on the dining table in the old house. What a pity. The chicken leg had been nibbled down by Ma Wuling. You this scoundrel. That's enough of you. Zhang Mannion sighed several times. Grandpa, you don't need to be afraid. I have driven away the swindler. Next time, he definitely wouldn't dare to come. Zhang Jiaohua was still thinking that Grandpa was sighing at how the old mother hen had been eaten up by that swindler. Zhang Mannion raised his hand to hit Zhang Jiaohua. For a little while, he had raised his hand halfway, before he let down his hand. This child is also pitiful. Although is somewhat naughty and mischievous, his heart is actually very good. How would be willing to hit? Ma Donghua and Zhang Yuping both caught up in a hurry. Upon seeing Zhang Jiaohua sitting in Ma Wuling's place gorging like a reincarnation of a hungry ghost, they were shocked. Why did Jiaohua come? Where's Taoist priest Ma? You ask me. I also want to ask you. Why did you let Jiaohua run over? Zhang Mannion became immediately infuriated. How would I know? I let Jiaohua go outside for a bit, so I could talk with Yuping about this matter. Who could have imagined that Jiaohua would come running over here? Where is Taoist priest Ma? Ma Donghua looked inside and out, but couldn't find any trace of Taoist priest Ma. Taoist priest Ma was driven away by this brat. Zhang Mannion said, unhappily. Driven away? Ma Donghua and Zhang Yuping felt it to be somewhat inconceivable. At this time, sound of footsteps resounded in the courtyard. Zhang Jiaohua's uncle and aunt along with his elder male cousin and female cousin came over. Aya, Jiaohua, you indeed have a happy knack for chancing upon good food. Your elder brother and elder sister come daily, but also unable to eat even one bit. You got a good opportunity, just came once, and had chicken meat to eat. This chicken leg is delicious. Zhang Jiaohua's aunt Hu Shaoqing spoke somewhat peculiarly. She also thought that Grandpa and Grandma were a bit biased towards Zhang Jiaohua. Zhang Mannion couldn't help but let out a snort. Ma Donghua immediately drew up Zhang Mannion, so as to not let him flare up. Shaoqing, don't be so suspicious. Today, this chicken was butchered because there was an important matter. Today, Taoist priest Ma came. You should also know that second child's family has been a bit disturbed lately. Originally, we had thought to have Taoist priest Ma help. In the end, the matter didn't come to fruition. Zhang Mannion sighed. Now that you all have come, go get yourself pair of chopsticks and eat together. Zhang Jiaohua was disinclined to deal with all of this. He just continued eating with great gusto while minding his own business. Hu Shaoqing's 2 eyes burned with rage seeing this. She pushed the 2 children by her side, almost making the 2 stagger. Your grandpa has let you eat. Quickly get your own chopsticks. I am already full. You all can eat the remaining. Zhang Jiaohua rapidly grabbed 2 chicken wings, and quickly ran outside. Sure enough, soon came the crying voice of female cousin Zhang Runshan could be heard from behind. I wanted to eat chicken wings. I want to eat chicken wing. Zhang Jiaohua ran very fast. Before Zhang Yuping could chase after, Zhang Jiaohua had already run away without a trace. After that, Hu Shaoqing's voice could be heard coming from the house. Cry, just no crying. Who asked you to not move a bit faster? Yuping. You should also properly discipline your Jiaohua. He shouldn't run rampant everywhere like this. Just in case if he had frightened Yuanbao and Runshan, then what could have been done? Sister-in-law, how can you say like that? What happened to Jiaohua? He hasn't become foolish. He hasn't gone insane. What happened? Zhang Yuping's protective instinct as a parent flared up. Zhang Jiaohua's elder uncle Zhang Yulian at this crucial moment had to take a stand with his team. Yuping, can't even your elder brother speak to you? Your sister-in-law said this for your own good. Who in the village doesn't know that Jiaohua is being haunted by the ghosts of those who died prematurely? Even if you want to conceal the truth, you can't. Normally, I being an uncle, shouldn't speak like this. However, if some words I don't say, then I wouldn't be doing right by you. With Jiaohua like this, you had best not let him come over to the old house. Old house bears upon our family's feng shui. If such unclean things were to come, then what would we do about the spoiled feng shui? It won't be good for everyone. Okay. In the future, Jiaohua, no, our entire family of 3 won't ever stop over at this old house. Okay, satisfied now? Zhang Yuping roared out his words, and after having spoken he traced his steps back to walk 1 step at a time. Several years ago, Zhang Yuping, husband and wife, had chosen to build a new house quite a distance away from the old house. Precisely because Zhang Yulian husband and wife were too troublesome. Zhang Yuping was worried that living together all day there would be no peace. Now, Zhang Yuping felt that at that time he really did have foresight. Zhang Mannion let out a long and deep sigh. Whatever words that he had in mind, he didn't say. He just went to the village pond side to have a smoke. Ma Donghua sighed. incessantly, Yulian. Ah. You shouldn't have said all that. Shouldn't have said. Zhang Runshan at the moment wasn't crying. Together with Zhang Yuanbao, the last bit of chicken meat had been eaten clean. Finally, filling the bowl with rice, swallowed it down completely into their bellies. The entrance of the village had an old Chinese scholar tree. As the light breeze would blow, the leaves would make rustling sounds. At night, the rustic village was tranquil just like this. Under the moonlight, thin mist had begun to pervade through the air in the village. Ah! Yaba's hysterical cries resounded out in the mountains.